Hey there, everyone. It's GG Sober Son. October 14th, AA Thought for the Day. How big a part of my life is AA? Is it just one of my activities and a small one at that? Do I only go to AA meetings now and then and sometimes never go at all? Do I think of AA only occasionally? Am I reticent about mentioning the subject of AA to people who might need help? Or does AA fill a large part of my life? Is it the foundation of my whole life? Where would I be without AA? Does everything I have and do depend on my AA foundation? Is AA the foundation on which I build my life? And I know there have been times when I've only, like when I lived in England, I only went to, for a long time, I only went to one meeting a week. And I really hated it when I did that. You know, I felt resentments building, and it was not fun. It's better to be, as I've heard referred to, it's better to be in the middle of the AA life raft. I love that analogy. You know, you can be the person hanging on to the edge of the life raft and resenting the people sitting warm and secure in the life raft. Or you could be treading water, only touching base on the life raft when you get worn out or there's a shark on your butt or something like that. You know what I mean? That's a good analogy, though. You know what I mean? It's like I'm treading water out here and you don't realize you're doing it. You don't know how rested and secure and out of fight or flight mode you can be until you go get in the middle of the AA life raft, which means you go to more meetings a week than you don't. For me, that's what it means. I go to more meetings a week than I don't go, right? And for me, it's AA meetings, it's other 12-step recovery meetings, because as I may have mentioned before, I go to adult children of alcoholics to deal with some of the foundational causes and conditions that are spoken of in the big book on the 4th step. We had to get down to the how and why of it. And ACA, as it's referred to, delves deeper into that than basically takes a 100 level class, college class, and expands on that subject, right? Because a lot of my resentments were established in childhood. A lot of my beliefs and the genesis of those resentments came from childhood, expectations and whatnot. And we're all just trying to get our needs met. But I also I just got done with a serve day from my church, where we went and helped move things around and build things and stuff like that at a local school. And to me, that counts as 12-step work. It gets me out of me. And yes, I was working with another person in recovery. It just happens to go to the same church. So we're able to talk a little bit about recovery and things like that, but just general practicing these principles in all our affairs, as it says. Meditation for the day. Lay upon your failures and your mistakes and shortcomings. Do not dwell upon your failures, upon the fact that in the past you have been nearer a beast than an angel. You have a mediator between you and God. your growing faith, which can lift you up from the mire and point you toward the heavens. You can still be reconciled with the Spirit of God. You can still regain your harmony with the divine principle of the universe. And that has to be a growing understanding. A growing understanding that God is for me. God is my number one fan, so to speak. I can't love God without God's love, if that makes sense. I can't properly love others without God's love. When I see what God has done for me and accept what God has done for me, transformation can happen instantly. It's when I think I've got to wander out of the woods for as long as I wandered into the woods. And some of us have drank for a very, very long time and done some very horrible things over a very long time. But once I accept that God is willing to do step 6 and 7, remove from me every single defect of character that stands in the way of my usefulness, then, and how, and I can speak more toward the how and why he would want to do that, because he loves us. We are his creation, and he wants a relationship with us. He provided a way in order to do that from a perfect and righteous, perfectly good, and dare I say, holy God. He provided a way that us, sinful, fallen creation, who's made all kinds of mistakes, has so many problems we despair of ever solving them, can come to God, the creator of the universe. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may not let the beast in me hold me back from my spiritual destiny. I pray that I may rise and walk upright. And it's just a continuum of wellness. God's not going to poof us, right? We're going to know who we are. And that can happen immediately. And that can change our attitude and outlook on life, and knowing who we really are. That it's by faith that we come to this understanding. And we have faith in lots of things. For the longest time, we had faith in alcohol. That's why we kept going back to it. And now we can't do that. We have to have faith in a power greater than ourselves and a power greater than alcohol. And the collective group of drunks can be that. And the collective of AA as a quote-unquote organization can be that as well. But it will grow from there as long as we don't resist. So keep looking up, aiming up, and rising up. Love y'all.